What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the blue. This looks awfully red to me. In the red color, his name is Rapple, and he is playing Zeus. His opponent today in the actual blue color, playing as Odin, his name is Wesker. It's currently 1-1 in this best of 3 series for the group stage of the competitive Mega Random Tournament 2022 edition. I say 2022 edition as if there's been other ones. It's the first one ever. These players have to play on one map for the entire tournament, and that map is different every single time. Wrap your head around that one, second English language learners out there. Alrighty, so we've got a map here, and the start of this map is incredibly cool. You start with Elephant in your main base. This is huge. Now, normally, what do? You have to micro the elephant effectively. You don't want to lose any villages, but these villages right now won't have to do any other animations after they've killed the first elephant off for a very long time. So while you think the initial wind-up of killing the elephant takes a while, that's fine because they won't have to shoot afterwards. So you net those extra animations back as time goes on, if that makes any sense at all. So in essence, because you're not overkilling animals, which happens quite a lot in the early game, you are going to net more resources for less effort in a big way. So Rapple's going to be happy about this one. Wesker's smartly going after the hippo at the start, so he's got a few more villages to take down his elephants. Smart play there. He's going to move over and pick off the... He's going to leave the elephants. Even smarter play, going to move to his second hunt over here on this water buffalo in an effort to defend against the potential incoming Athena here. We'll see how it's going to go, because Rapple playing Zeus. Now, he's normally known for playing Odin, playing Norse gods, but believe you me, he is one of the most adept multi-god players out there. If you're aware of his history, he's come from Vanilla, where he played, I'm not actually sure what his main god was. I'm not sure if it was Odin or not, but he played all of the gods to a very, very high level. And the jump from Vanilla random god to Titans random god is no easy feat, but if you've already got a grounding in the gods from Vanilla, you're going to be able to get there nonetheless. As we see the elephant coming through, the cow micro here to make life just a little bit difficult, and there we go, killing off that second elephant, no problems. Temple is up. Rapple's going to want to be advancing fairly soon here, but it's probably going to be looking at closer to a 3:15 or a 4:30 advance time. And Wesker here too, getting himself that ox cart, couple more dwarves out as well, trying to advance as fast as he can to defend against everything. Now, the best composition against pretty much everything that Zeus players do in the early game, for me, in my personal opinion, is Hersir throwing axemen. So you want to actually be building those Hersir already. You want to start building them as soon as that temple comes up to make sure you can compete in the early game and not get pushed off hunt anywhere and live the dream where that's concerned. So to be honest, if this was me, I'm fairly confident in the ability that Odin has with Hersir throwing axemen against early game Hoplite Toxotes or Centaur Hoplite shenanigans that Zeus can do to just eat this food and then go to my second hunt a little bit later, especially because there's so much food here I'm probably not going to be leaving. Take the advantage of having early Hersir out and just deal with it later. Now, Rapple has decided on Athena, and Wesker has decided on Freya, so not really much surprises there. I do actually think in the modern game that Hermes Centaur Hoplite strategy has been dying out a little bit, with Athena coming in much more fierce, especially with the faster advances people are pulling off, even going so far as to see is it like 350-ish advance times from Zeus into military academy archery range. Now, if you do go for the 430 variant of the Athena Rush, you should be getting yourself out a Minotaur here. It's very important. You can see you've got 300 food in the bank. That extra Minotaur can be a very, very big help. As we are seeing immediately the villagers retreating back here onto these Gazelle in the corner. Let's see if Rappel has spotted that. He has seen the Gazelle, and will Rappel actually spot that the villagers are here or not is the big question. He's actually spotted the one Gazelle, so he'll have to move over and see if that's happened or not, as we do see the Skraeling going to be hacking away at that storehouse before leaving. Wesker now getting himself up his longhouses, and he's going to be getting away with murder here for just a little bit. He does only have 6 villagers here, so the villagers that are in his home base can actually move over onto the elephant here, and these villagers can jump onto the food if he so chooses. We are seeing the raiding cavalry kind of variant for Odin, which can work. See a bolt here onto the Valkyrie, no problems there for Rappel. It's the Hersir coming through onto the Minotaur, getting a couple of shots in. The Odysseus wanders through as well. Rappel still with a ton of resources in the bank. You can see that 200 food here definitely wants to be spent on a Minotaur in this strategy when you advance that late. So we see the villagers now moving over onto the granary. No problem where that's concerned, finishing up with that hippopotamus. And Rappel might have to be thinking about slight pullbacks here, but he is going after this top side of the map. One place I would like to see Rappel hit is either this gold mine here, which he doesn't know is here just yet, but probably over here it would be really, really nice. He knows the elephants have not started getting eaten just yet. So moving over there and putting pressure on that side is going to be really, really good. Albert now having a bit of a struggle time here. Throwing up his house is a little bit slow. Not building too many Hersir here, as the house will effectively come down. And I love this micro here from Rappel. You get your Toxotes to target down the infantry units, while the hoplites target down the houses. And basically you just can't get close to the army of Rappel if you do this. And he's completely fine with losing a handful of Toxotes to the tower here, because you know how many resources has been spent to get the tower up. And Wesker now is housed from not having those houses in a safe position. We see the raid coming over here, and the restoration on the villagers. Yes, the restoration on the villagers. The point restore makes a return, ladies and gentlemen, as the villagers fight this one off. And I absolutely love this. I think this is 100% the correct play here in the early game against Odin. You get to keep the pressure happening. You get to keep your villagers hunting on this location, though he does end up losing 2 villagers. Completely fine, because he's going to be able to keep hunting the water buffalo. The point restore. Rappel, a man after my own heart. We'll see if it's going to work for him or not. He has managed to secure this hunt over here. Albert's going to have finished up the hunt on this location, and he's going to be kicking himself for not eating those elephant in the early game here. Still making those raiding cavalry. Going to try and make a return over onto this location and hit these villages, but the score differential is absolutely gigantic right now. Wesker is at 40 population, whereas Rappel is at 73 of 75 population. And not only that, Rappel's got a ton of cows remaining, so he can actually leave this food, which he does indeed do, as those raiding cavalry are coming in a very small amount. The Katoskopos does spot that. It's a nice play there. Just calmly move back home, get onto the cows, no problems where that's concerned. As the hoplite Toxotes going to be making their way around to the bottom side of the map here. Wesker not paying attention here. These villagers not long for this world, as the hoplites move fairly quickly here at 4.7 speed. 1 villager going down, 2 villagers going down, potentially 3 or 4, or all of the villagers potentially going to be going down. 1 more shot onto that villager will take it out. Oh, it doesn't miss that one there, but he gets 4 villager kills there. Spots the gold mine with only 197 gold remaining. The gold mine's completely easy to grab on this top side if he had an army, but he doesn't have said army, as this watchtower getting targeted down as well, as now all of the Norse villages have to sit under this one watchtower. It's going to be a ton of it's going to be very, very difficult here for Wesker to secure this gold mine in this game. So Rappel's got some options here. Get Heroic Age, just simply walk straight past the army here, sit on this food, sit on this location. He's got the Katoskopos over here already. Wesker's in a very, very grueling position here. Normally, the Odin wants to be going Heroic Age here. He doesn't have the gold to get there, so he can't even just sit on the 55 population he has, throw up an armory and get there. You see the units retreating away, but I feel like Rappel can simply just take this fight, which he is going to be doing, targeting down the Ulf Sark with the Toxotes, targeting down the throwing Axeman afterwards would be the correct play here. Units just hanging back for Rappel, continuously checking on this longhouse here as where have the dwarves gone? The dwarves have spotted the only place which Rappel is not sitting on. There's no scouting on that location here, but the Toxotes sees over here. Rappel's got to have some sort of an idea that this is where the dwarves have gone, as his units here has got any sort of idea. Not just yet. No Pegasus getting created or anything like that. The units now finally making their way around to the bottom side here. Are they going to go? And the one hoplite will spot this one as Albert sees the hoplite coming in. No sneaky gold mine to speak of here in this game, as the dwarves starting to get shanked away here. Dwarves have to retreat away, and will Rappel get the cutoff here, trying to find his way through. The dwarves trying to make as best of a escape as they possibly can, but there's no units to help here. Rappel gets in, his Toxotes are here, and Albert has to tap out in that moment. Rappel way too far in front here. 111 population against 65 population. Albert Wesker not able to make it happen. He did get that first game in a very, very stylish fashion with his Loki, but his Ra and his Odin here, not enough to deal with the might that is Rappel. Love to see the Zeus pick here against what Albert's got, but in the end of the day, not enough to take Rappel out. A really nice display of what Athena is capable of here in this game. I, again, would have liked to have seen a Minotaur and also potentially a Pegasus getting built here from Zeus, especially on Mega Random, but any other map as well. That early game, knowing exactly where to attack with the early heroes is such an important part. You get your Katoskopos to scout, you get your Pegasus to scout, and you can roleplay a little bit as Odin with the consistency of having those two Ravens. But in the end, it didn't matter. Rappel gets the dub. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.